There are some major issues in Alliance Wars seasons at the moment. We look into what Kabam are doing to address them. Is Valkyrie confirmed for July? We have a look at the recent tease that was put out on Twitter and socials. No Quicksilver dev diary, I think. And that's a bit sad. And today is new content info drop day. Good day to everybody. Happy Platty Jubes to those that are experiencing the Queen's Jubilee. For those that do. Am I doing anything to mark the Queen's Jubilee? Maybe. I went last night to the lighting of a beacon, which I said the joke that the beacons have lit. Gondor calls for aid, and Rohan will answer. Nobody said anything. Nobody watches Lord of the Rings. That's sad. But we're going to have a good old time and have a good old kind of like chuckle. I haven't even used Deadpool yet. I'll break him out towards the end of the news or something like that. But we need to get into some coverage here. The first thing being all about Quicksilver. As you know, it's fun to like note how the development process went with Quicksilver. Especially with what I'm hearing is, or what I'm seeing is speed effects, right? And that's cool. It would be nice to see like how Kabam developed a champion they've had so much of a difficulty to develop over the years. Hence why it's taken nearly 8 years to get Quicksilver out. And like, it just would be nice to know. Unfortunately, it looks like that's not the case. Gable Fazera did say yesterday that when asked the question, how come you guys didn't do a video breakdown for Quicksilver like you guys did with Hercules? And the answer is too fast for the cameras. And a very clever joke, but it's a bit sad because I would have loved to have found out like how Kabam kind of dealt with issues. How were they able to deal with the speed elements? Is there kind of like that kind of reverberation type look as the character goes super fast? You know, what kind of inspiration they got from it? Is it a case they've copied a lot of what say Injustice did with the Flash? You know, it would be nice to learn that, but sadly, looks like not. I really hope there's a surprise development video that comes out in the next couple of weeks, especially to hype up the champion as well, because we want to hype up the champion. Following on from that particular topic and things not going too well, we've got to talk about this state of Alliance Wars. Now, we did talk about an issue very recently that did affect Alliance Wars, but I think this one is a bit more severe. So this player, and I was contacted by a few people about this. So this player said, after I lost this war, our opponent got twice the war rating, and we lose twice as well, and have many tier 1 alliances that issues 2. My alliance that lost 2 war rating is that alliance, and an alliance got double rating for the win. So there's some really weird things going on. As a lot of you know, like when you go to the more serious business end of Alliance Wars, you know, the your tier 1s, your masters, platinums, all that kind of stuff, like and kind of the competitive nature of tier 1, of course. But the extent of where we're up to with that is when a loss is experienced or when a win is experienced, it is vital to the performance of the season. So if players are indeed getting, or alliances are getting, double the amount of war rating, that is shocking. It's shockingly bad as well at the same time. Now, what has been answered, because that's the key thing as well. You know, what have Kabam got to say about this? Because look, alliances, there's some good alliances that are coming and just going like, okay, well, we're the alliance like mentioned and we're seeing it. Back yesterday, Kabam said, hey there, we'll pass this on to the team to look at. And then still looking into, as soon as we have an update, there's no update yet on this particular situation. So I'm not sure what Kabam will plan to do with this. And as well, some people saying that the matchmaking is broken. So at this particular stage, Alliance Wars might be in a situation of might have to be stopped. Like, would they kind of like stop the season as a result of this? Maybe, because now what it's done is it's affected certain alliances. If you disagree with that, then look into this forum thread a little bit, and you'll kind of discover that the fairness and the competitive element, or competitive element and fairness, those two things are now not going hand in hand together, and it's going to be pretty bad when if this is not dealt with. It's not in a good situation at the moment. Nothing really more to say on that until Kabam answer against this and what they plan to do with it. Because that's the next thing. How do Kabam plan to deal with this? And will they deal with this? We've seen in the previous coverage of this, Alliance Wars, the Kabam were unwilling to make any kind of cancellation of the season or kind of like make a war null and void. So good luck to everybody that's in seasons. One of the things that I'm kind of like, I'm glad I don't do is Alliance War seasons anymore, just for stuff like this, because it's just sucks the fun out of it when a problem happens, which needs to be sorted out. Too sweet. Now let's move on to the topic of Valkyrie. Yes, Valkyrie could be a champion coming next month. How do we pinpoint all of this stuff? Is this a thing? Well, this particular celebrating Pride imagery, which was done by Derek Charm, and he's also worked on stuff like Marvel Realm of Champions before. There was this Valkyrie that appeared. Now, I know people may say, oh, well, you know, it's just there for whatever reason, blah, 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 blah. But Kabam would have had to give this particular artist the list of characters that they were doing. So having Valkyrie in there, it's still in association with the, you know, Pride imagery that it is. But why Valkyrie specifically is in there? And again, people may say, well, the reason for that, Rich, is because... But here's the thing. I think there's something that seems to be too coincidental. Too good to be true. Especially the fact that like, we're 1 month out and we still haven't had Valkyrie in Marvel Contest of Champions. And the outfit being drawn is very much in keeping with the scheme of what's in the film. I mean, look, it's like, it's the armor. It's the proper armor. So I think there's all possibility right there. Especially as we see that fantastic boat of Asgard Tours and the goats kind of like leading it to a charge. We love that. I love to see stuff like that. But yeah, I would literally love to see that particular character, Valkyrie, especially in the design, kind of be put in. It's kind of Tessa Thompson styly, so we'll have to see next month. Which I hope there's like a big push for events and things, which we're going to talk about new events in a minute to a degree. But also, it was quite interesting to note about champions being put into the game. Recently with Rintra and a lot of other characters, Kabam seemed to put like lesser known or lesser appearing champions or lesser screen time champions from the movies to the game into it. And one of the things was, I saw this response here from Gabriel Fazera, who's the art director, creative director for Marvel Contest of Champions, saying, considering we don't know how much screen time they have, we go by visuals and powers. We don't know if any of their participation in participation will be cut down until we see the theatrical cut of the movie. So that kind of gives you the idea of what Kabam can see. We call it internally the crossbones effect, which is quite funny with the next line, which is, although it really should be called the Rintra effect, since he's officially the one with the least screen time. Yeah, exactly. That's the funny thing about Multiverse of Madness. If you haven't seen that film, then you'll know exactly what that reference is all about. In any case, do you think Valkyrie is coming next month along with Gore the God Butcher, or do you think that it's going to be several other ones, for example? Okay, next up, something to mention is that we have got later on today, 10 AM PST, a massive news dump of information. Yes, 10 AM PST will see side event info, it will see buff champion info, it will see what's happening next month. We already know there's a massive amount of quality of life improvements that are coming our way from Kabam Zero, some stuff that I've really wanted to see for a long time, so I'm really massively excited for that. But yeah, there's tons of things on the way and served up for you. The side quest, you don't want to miss the side quest info. You really don't, because it is going to be amazingly hot and just great. You're gonna love it. There's also some stuff that's being teased about. You know, it is very much Pride orientated month, so look out for stuff like that, including profile pictures and other things. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be a lot of enjoyment, especially leading to the fact that we have got then in July some Thor events. Fingers crossed. And we've got to, really, because it's bloody Thor, isn't it? Next up, and we've got predictions, arena predictions. Now, I did say I'd try and have a look at this on Wednesday, but no one had the info, and no one was kind of saying what the featured champion was. So it was difficult to know what was going to drop. And what was dropping, and what is dropping, is Mordo and Kraven. Now, we did a Kraven prediction, but I'm going to go over now my Kraven and Mordo predictions in a bit more detail. So yeah, when it comes to Kraven, 55 mil to 60 mil, I kind of feel that's going to fit, at least put into 60 mil, especially because it's the first time this champion has actually kind of gone in. The 5-star 22 mil is going to be enough. It's probably going to go something like 15 to 18, to be brutally honest. But we'll have to see. 22 mil to be safe. And 6-star Mordo, I'll go with 90 mil, especially because it just falls into some other kind of things that have been recently done in the featured arena for some reroll champions. But, you know, he's a good enough one you could use. And a 5-star version, 30 mil, could go a lot less than that. It could be at least like 25, 22 to 25 maybe, but I'd say 30 mil to be absolutely categorically 100% safe on the champion. I'll lock with that one. So yeah, that's my predictions there for those two champions. And we just got time to, I don't know, speak to him.
Initializing Weapon X protocol. Kill all flat scan humans.
Flat scan?
Whoa, that was weird. All Hasbro severed Deadpool heads, and I love humans.
That's
Must
weird.
be bad programming.
Well, I'm not. Flat scan humans? I don't know.
Faster! Faster!
That's weird.
Ah.
Is he going to throw up? Well, there you go. There's a bit of...
Don't shake the weighty! Don't shake the weighty!
There we go. There's your fill of that, because I don't think I've done that in a little while, so there you go. There's your fill of Deadpool. And a quick end to say thank you very much to those that support the channel as a YouTube member and as a Patreon. You're on screen right now. Also, those that support at twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. I'm going to be live streaming later on today. Me and the lads for Fist's birthday are going to be streaming a little bit of Call of Duty Warzone. So a little bit of Fisty Fortunes coming our way, especially because it is, I would say it's Fist Jubilee, sort of. God save King Fist. You know. Make sure to come back to the channel later on at 10 AM PST for all of the spicy news drops, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that will be. Much love. Have a great day. Platty Jubes. Goodbye.